Hey, this is Ari, and in this video, you're going to see a little clip from a podcast I did with Dr. Keisha Ewers on how trauma is linked with gut health and brain health and hormonal health and energy levels. So I strongly encourage you, check out this clip and make sure you go deeper on this topic by clicking the link below this video to watch the full-length episode. Enjoy.
We know in developmental models of childhood that now we've really started to understand that actually stress in utero, right, changes mom's microbial, right, balance. Mm-hmm. And so who's giving the microbial balance to the infant on the way out is mom. Mm-hmm. And so we know that actually inside in fetal development, brain changes from these microglia are actually starting to doing their pruning mechanism, and sometimes it can go hypervigilant and prune away things that we don't want pruned away. And then that can lead us into an open space of, oh, I don't even have those synapses available for emotional regulation. Like I was saying earlier, that prefrontal cortex is really important for that, and other parts of the brain are too. So how we store our memories in our hippocampus, you know, the microglia goes after that, then starts pruning that away, right? The way that we ruminate about those experiences, this is what the hurt model shows. So we'll get into that because that's a really, really important point that I actually look at it as more than bi-directional when I do trauma retreats, and I'm writing a book on trauma right now, and I'm actually introducing this, is that quantum physics tells us that the past, present, and future are encapsulated in one space-time continuum, right? They're not a line. And so the more that we can actually go, the way that I talk about this is the girl is the mother of the woman, and the boy is the father of the man. And so the more that you go and you spend time with the child that went through any of these events, and I'm going to talk about what I mean these events, the more that we heal that, the less reactivity we have of those little microglia cells that like to go through and prune away things, right, in our synaptic neurons. So it's important that we understand that not only is the brain being affected, the heart is being affected, and the gut is being affected. These are our three brains, right? And by just doing this one thing, going and giving the healing to the small child part of ourselves, we're actually creating, and I call it knitting, a wiser, stronger, more superhuman, older, wiser version of ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I think you should coin a term, you know, what you're saying there, it's more than bi-directional. Maybe you should like coin a term that it's omnidirectional or pan-directional or something like that.
Well, what I'm calling it, and this is just between you and me now, because I have no idea if the publisher will go for this, but
you mean tens of thousands of listeners.
Yes.
Don't mind them. It's a totally private conversation.
I'm calling it fractal healing.
Nice.
Yeah, because it really is more than even omnidirectional. We're talking about this time-space continuum, right? And it goes everywhere. And we now know that this enteric nervous system in our gut, the brain of the gut, and the cardiovascular nervous system of our heart and our nervous system of our brain are all fractals. Mm-hmm. And so the more that you can actually move into one part of that, a fractal is a self-repeating process, mm-hmm. Then you're actually fixing that future self. Yeah.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, two more things. One is if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract, in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds, taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula Ultra Brain, along with rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improve energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. So this is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas, Energenesis and Ultra Brain, that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.